Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about the entrainment of the reproductive cycles in Anole lizards. Let's begin by talking about biological rhythms. A biological rhythm is comprised of a biological event or events that reoccur in time in a repeated order and with repeated intervals in between occurrences, regardless of the interval's length. Biological rhythms are ways that animals adapt and live within their surrounding environmental rhythms and can be entrained, meaning that they can be adjusted to different environmental cues such as sunlight or tidal rhythms and or social cues. We will be focusing in on Anole lizard's circannual rhythm regarding reproductive cycles with an emphasis on ovarian growth. The male and female anoles can be differentiated by the presence of or lack of a dewlap for the most part. There are a few female anoles that will have a dewlap. For additional fun, I decided to give the male anoles a beard and the female anoles a ponytail. At the top of some slides, I have also placed a legend to help explain any symbols that are used. So let's talk about this circannual rhythm. Male anoles begin to grow their testes in spring, and it is dependent on the increasing temperatures. However, the same cannot be said for female anoles. In females, ovaries also begin to regrow in spring, yet the circannual rhythm is not necessarily because of temperature. So what is causing this circannual rhythm to occur? Hence, an experiment was conducted. Females were kept in a total of 4 conditions, or as I refer to them, treatments. These treatments were female anoles were completely alone, with normal male, with castrated male, and with dewlapless male. When female anoles were alone, they experienced slow ovarian growth, which is suggestive of an innate circannual rhythm and that it does not occur from the rising temperatures. The second treatment was with a normal male. With the normal male, the females experienced rapid ovarian growth. From this treatment, we were able to see that rapid ovarian growth is dependent on a cue from the males. Sadly, some of the male anoles were castrated, and when the female anoles were put with the castrated males, it was found that the female anoles experienced slow ovarian growth. We can now see that rapid ovarian growth is dependent on a cue from the uncastrated males. So what is the cue that is being lost when the males is castrated? There are two potential explanations. The first being a chemical cue. Normal males produce a chemical cue or pheromone, and when the testes were removed, then the males were no longer able to produce that chemical cue. The second is a social cue. Normal males will produce a social cue that was reliant on courtship behavior. This may be the male displaying their dewlaps or colorful part of their throats as circled in order to attract females and mate. From the previous experiments alone, we are unable to conclude which of the two explanations are the cause behind the circannual rhythm of ovarian growth. Here's why. Previously, we looked at the question of does testosterone trigger dewlap displays or is it something else that correlates in time? Feel free to pause this video if you would like to fill out this graph and then check your answer. And what was found is testosterone does affect dewlap displays. When a male anole is castrated and unable to produce testosterone, then the dewlap displays decrease. When a testosterone capsule is implanted and testosterone is now available again, then the dewlap displays begin to increase. So in conclusion, testosterone does affect dewlap displays. Thus, when the male is castrated, then both the dewlap displays, or the social cue, and the chemical cue are not present. This is why the last treatment is of importance, as there is a dewlapless male, meaning that they are still able to give that chemical cue to the females, but are unable to display their dewlaps. Hence the beard covering the dewlap. Thus, we can see which one is specifically affecting ovarian growth. It was found that there is slower ovarian growth, so dewlapless male are unable to display their dewlap and the female experience slower ovarian growth. With that, it is possible to conclude that rapid ovarian growth is dependent on social cues by the male. Ultimately, from this experiment, the conclusion is that circannual rhythm to ovarian growth of females is entrained by social cues displayed by courting males. Here's a table that can be used as a checkpoint. Feel free to pause the video in order to check your understanding by filling in the blanks. In summary, when females are alone or with castrated males or with dewlapless males, then they experience a slow ovarian growth. Females only experience rapid ovarian growth with the normal males. Thus, this entrainment of circannual rhythm to ovarian growth is due to social cues by males. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you better understand how social cues from courting males help to entrain the circannual rhythm to ovarian growth in anoles.